In this farewell, there's no blind, there's no alibi, 'cause I've drawn regret from the truth of 1,000 lies. So let mercy come and wash away what I've done. I'll face myself to cross out what I've become, erase myself and let go of what I've done, put to rest.
Let it all out, everybody.
Oh, saying what we're all thinking. Say what we're all thinking. That's what Linkin Park was about.
We've done something terrible.
Chester would be proud. He would be.
Yeah. I don't know what he was like or what he was into, but I think he would like this. or he'd be really mad.
Yeah, you know, maybe he's a bad guy or was a bad guy. Maybe he was just like a. I don't know. I never met him.
No, me either.
I never got. Yeah, I feel like if I did meet him, I would be like, "Holy shit, it's Chester Bennington," and he'd be like, "Get the fuck away from me."
No, I feel like he would. I think he would like me.
Why? What do you think makes you so special that you deserve Chester Bennington's love?
I think he would think I'm cool.
What do you have to offer to Chester? Chester, first of all,
My
you
everything.
already know that Chester
I give him my everything.
Chester was my boyfriend. First of all, he's mine. I claimed him. You said you were okay with Mike.
Oh,
you said you were okay with Mike. You said you were cool with Mike Shinoda. I'll go back. I have the text messages. They're a long time ago now, but they're legally binding. So keep your fucking hands. I know he's dead, but keep your hands off. You also said that you were cool with Harvey Dent, and I got Joker. So I think we should.
That one is.
I might have to.
That's fine.
Go back and look at the tape.
Bring it on, motherfucker.
I'm gonna throw the red flag. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's really hard to get the energy up for this one. That's
this fucking sucks, man.
At the end of the last episode, we were so amped. I mean,
it's the most excited we've ever been.
We're fucking geniuses.
We're the most brilliant anime podcasting minds of our generation.
We thought we had it. We
We
genuinely
got the golden
afterwards.
fucking goose, baby. We got it made in the shade.
It's the market's never going down, man. It's only going up. It's all.
Sit back and watch the numbers go up, motherfucker.
Holy shit. We handshaked afterwards, and we were like, I was looking at houses, and you were looking at beach houses and cars, and I was looking at 7-star hotels in Dubai, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be able to stay here for a couple months out of the year, I think. And holy hell, what a mistake.
It turns out I made a great call 10 years ago. I think I might have been smarter 10 years ago. That's the sad truth. is I stopped not right in the middle, but way closer to the middle. And boy, that's what a I've lost a little bit of the sharpness. So
I'll never get burned like this again. I
never want to get hurt like this again.
No, I mean, first of all, I'm never opening up my heart the way that I opened up my heart to valvrave. I'm never going to be so vulnerable with an animated television show ever again, because I've learned the hard way now that it's not always going to give back as much as you put in,
Yep.
So we were
tear my heart open. And I've meth.
Well, anyway, before we get into abject misery, let's what's going on, man? You seen anything recently? Got anything?
No, I didn't write down any of the things I wanted to talk about, so I forgot all of them. I just sort of, I did more cleaning than I usually do. I cleaned my fucking room, Bucko. My place is looking a lot better.
That's good.
Yeah.
Probably a lot more fun than watching Valvrave season 2.
That was, yes, doing chores was more fun than watching Valvrave. Doing laundry was more fun. I had there was a thunderstorm. That's great. That's always fun.
Yeah, yeah. That'd help the medicine go down. Like if it was like torrential downpour outside and I was watching the show, it might have been easier to take in. Or like if like I don't know. If I could have gone into like a Dragon Ball Z style room where like time moved very slow and I was able to just go in here and like, oh, I didn't have to waste any of my life on this. Like it's like, oh, this was bonus time. Then it wouldn't have been as bad. But I spent hours of my life that are never coming back on watching the second season of Valvrave. And it wouldn't be so bad if I also did not just watch the fourth Transformers movie too, which is 3 hours long.
I mean, you watched the third also. Did you talk about the third one last time? I don't remember.
I'm gonna say that I probably just a brief summary. The third movie is worse than the second one, and not because like
makes sense.
Not because like it's like a worse made movie or anything, but it's like the second movie is so. It's like the. It's like the second movie is like the lost tapes of Jackass, where it's like they're just straight up shitting on the camera here, and it's kind of entertaining. Whereas the third one is
it has a lot of historical value, at least you could say.
The third one is Viva La Bam. So like that's what we're looking at here. It's not even Wild Boys. And the fourth one is Bam Margera's episode of Come Down, I think. No, that's
a great
good.
one, though.
No, that's good. No, I think it's Bam Margera's divorce case. Probably it was, dude. I'm just not even gonna beat around the bush here. You know the exact. You know, like the brain state you were in when we were watching that. Like we were going back and forth. This
watching
is
what?
Legendary. Watching the fourth Transformers movie, going back and forth between that and
very legendary night.
Twilight, the new Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Transformers 4. We were going back and forth.
Did it play both of the? Did we transition into Part 2? I feel like we
must
saw
have
like
done
the fight. You know,
we did.
on the frozen lake. So that's in the last one, isn't it? So I think we watched like the last half of Breaking Dawn Part 1 and then like all of Part 2 or something insane like that.
So
because that's what's on TV.
All of the good stuff that happens in Transformers 4 happens inside the first hour. It is the funny stuff that happens is T.J. Miller is like a primary character in the movie, and then he just gets fucking killed. Like he gets turned into a statue by an alien, and they grieve him for like 30 seconds, and then they move on and don't really talk about it again.
Is that which one has the scene where someone like takes too long to explain Romeo and Juliet laws?
That is 4.
Okay, I remember people pointing that out. Like, why the fuck is this in here?
He has a printed card in his wallet that has the law written on like a credit card sized piece of paper that he pulls out to show Mark Wahlberg.
So that is supposed to be a joke. So maybe they just didn't like lean into it enough.
No, it is a joke. It's just like, why do you call that attention? Why do you call attention to that in your for $200 million mega blockbuster film for the whole. No, and their thing is they're not even for the whole family because like they're too crass. Like it's like you can't. They're not for like kids under like 8 because it's like it's not something I would take them to. You know.
Right.
They're gonna be watching Transformers or not Transformers, Terminator. Which is different. That's a different thing. But once you hit the third act of that movie, it literally cannot keep your attention. It is impossible to look at the screen and process anything that's going on the screen and retain anything. It is. I challenge anybody to give that movie 100% of their attention. You can't do it. It cannot be done, especially since like the third act.
The harder you try, like I distinctly remember it causing a genuine sort of like draining fatigue in me just watching it.
I was insufferable to be in the room with. Not the previous time, but this most recent time I watched the movie, because if I was not enjoying it, nobody was going to enjoy it. Because it was, I literally wasn't capable of saying anything other than just being like, please stop this. Please end the movie. I cannot, like, please, we cannot watch any more of this. We cannot watch the next one. It hurts. It hurts to watch. I watch garbage all the time because it's funny.
Yeah, and I don't watch a lot of movies, so sometimes I like just like like I feel like I'm not as prone to like just being like what's the like overstimulated, I guess, or just, but I don't know. But that one was really that's the worst ever in that regard.
It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. The second they step foot in China, which is the exact moment, by the way, that is the point where it's impossible to follow. Is they get to China, and so much shit happens so quickly, and there's so many characters in so many places, and they cut between them so rapidly. And any time that it is just two robots on screen talking, impossible, because the language that they're speaking in is so rudimentary and so basic that your mind wants there to be more meaning behind the actions. like your mind can't process something so simple, if that makes sense. It's like you're like, there's no way that's all. Like that's it. like because they're like these are
that
alien
can't be
species.
all he's saying.
The alien species that have come light years across the galaxy to Earth, and they have ancient blood feuds from this alien civil war that occurred millennia ago, and that all they can say is I'm going to stop you. And it's like, no, Prime, you're going to die. And
it's Mortal Kombat dialogue.
It's sub-Mortal Kombat dialogue. And the faces, oh god, the robot faces, but it's like a DMT trip. It's like they're all like the machine elves on screen, and they all have it. You start just like latching on to the little micro details that they give all the characters. And the illusion just starts to overwhelm you, where it's like, why does the John Goodman character have a beard and a beer gut and smoke a cigar and like there's no stimulation happening in the narrative, so you find stimulation in the
who did you say John Goodman?
John Goodman is a robot, yeah. He plays one of the Transformers. And it's like,
I forgot about that.
Your brain starts to try to find entertainment in the movie, and it drives you fucking crazy. It's a trip. It's a trip, man.
Yeah, like I've seen movies that people describe as like just a cacophony of fucking noise and shit. Like, but like I remember watching fucking Superman movie was it?
Man of Steel, Batman
No, I
vs
didn't-
Superman.
Yeah, that one. That's the one where Doomsday shows up at the end in the third act. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That wasn't nearly as bad as watching Transformers.
Oh my God! It genuinely would have felt like less time if I watched the 4-hour Snyder cut of
Oh,
Justice
yeah.
League.
Oh, Justice League.
It-
Yeah, doesn't
it
even compare. Not even.
wouldn't
not
even
nearly as
wouldn't
bad.
even it would and to think that that's a comparison that you could make and like I remember because this is actually, now that I think about it, the third time I've watched the movie because
Oh,
the first
no.
I believe we watched it once in Matt's garage, and then I also watched it another time in college. But it took 4 viewing sessions to watch it. We would stop. We would be like, okay, let's.
That's
Well,
enough.
and we were like, we're not gonna finish this. And
Now
then
let's
somebody would be like,
discuss.
and it's like, okay, we'll finish it another time. So that was what was going on. So that was my big movie watch this week. Is I watched a 3-hour long abomination that sapped me of all of my. I was begging for the movie to end, man.
Yeah, I mean,
and then now
you watched anti-entertainment. You took
No.
enjoyment away from yourself.
oh I left with the opposite, whatever the opposite of affirmation was.
Watching that
I
movie
was-
is like smoking that drug that's the opposite of weed that makes you not hungry and want to kill yourself.
yeah. That's exactly It's dew. It's weed backwards. It's the fucking. Hey, come over here. You get a rip of this to do, and I'm like, I want to die. It's like, yeah, isn't it awesome?
Yo, dude, I got an eighth of red nightmare. Like what? I don't want to smoke that. Red nightmare.
It's like, how can you be sure you don't want to smoke it unless you've tried it? But that set me up for this. Well, I'm like, well, at least I've got Valvrave to look forward to.
Oh. Oh, my friend.
Do you want to just get right into it, unless you got anything else?
Well, I do have something else. Scumbag Steve 0016's
Car of the week.
car of the week or month or however often we do this is, I know this one. It's actually, I thought I knew this one, but then I looked at the image and I'm like, actually, maybe I don't know this one. But it's the 1970 Plymouth Superbird, which has a hell of a spoiler.
This guy just
Goddamn.
keeps inventing cars.
I'm convinced that he's Mandela affecting these cars into. He has some kind of
Does Dom have this car in Fast 6? Does he have a red version of
It
this?
seems like he has the type of car he would have.
Plymouth Superbird. Is this the car that he launches across the gap to catch Letty?
Man, you know those movies really. It looks like there's a red one in. I don't know. It doesn't say which movie it's in, but.
Fast and Furious 6.
Oh, wait,
Dodge
no, that's a
Superbird.
Dodge Charger Daytona. I can't see anything
Oh.
about a
Maybe they misattributed
Plymouth
this.
Charger / Superbird. Why are they? Why are they often? Why are the names being grouped together?
They look very similar.
It was the factory's follow-up stock car racing design for the 1970 season to the Dodge Charger Daytona of 1969. Okay, so I bet Dom has a Dodge Charger which looks similar.
Yeah. Eventually, I'll learn every single one of the cars in those
Charger
movies.
Daytona? Yeah.
Um,
How would he even get one
Anyway.
of those? That doesn't even make sense. It's like a racing. Do they make these? You can't just buy these, can you?
the government got it. The government got. Are they not government affiliated by the 6th movie? They're I think in 613.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I shouldn't be challenging the logic of this, but why would the government be getting old stock cars?
They need to drive fast. They need to drive the car
They need
fast.
power. That's a good point.
Yeah, these are all cars that they've confiscated from drug dealers.
Oh, there
Same
you go.
car.
Nice.
The
Yeah, yeah,
Plymouth
yeah.
has a vinyl top. Yeah. That is a, it's a very ostentatious vehicle, that's for sure. That's not, if you go anywhere with that thing, people are going to be taking pictures of you. Not my particular cup of tea, but I respect it. That's a ludicrously tall spoiler. It's
It's
so
showy.
big.
It doesn't even look like it has a lot of surface area. I don't know if it's doing that much.
Why does it have a vinyl top? Is it for?
Can you take it off?
Doesn't look like it comes down. Is it for weight
Well,
purposes?
it might not come down, but can you just take it off and like in?
Oh, yeah, like a Jeep top or something.
Yeah. I have no idea.
It looks like it was designed by Homer Simpson. That's quite funny. Let's see if he can take the top off of Plymouth Superbird. Good recommendation. Thank you, Scumbag Steve. Vinyl top.
Interesting.
Huh. I'll come back to this later. We've gotten absorbed into the Plymouth zone.
Well, technically, a movie I sort of saw was. Do you know? Are you familiar with the Nostalgia Critic?
Yeah.
Do you know that he has a series of films
No.
that he made from like 2009 to 2011 or something?
No.
The first and most famous is a film called Kick-Assia.
Uh-huh.
And I've heard it referenced as like absolute cringe kino, as in like
Okay.
it is like at first it is legitimately difficult to watch, and you like have to keep pausing it because it is
Yeah, it's brutal.
it's cringe maxing. It's cringe
Cringe
concentrate. Like
max.
you're buying like a
Yeah.
tincture of it at the smoke shop. You're buying like, can I get the 40
Yeah.
times cringe, please? Like,
Unbearable.
and
Unbearable.
and like a 0.1 millimeter syringe just to drop onto on a little piece of cotton.
Yeah. That's
but
the
then
one that get
but I'm watching it, like by the middle you're like, all right, this is so awful, but this is a bunch of dudes having fun. This is like a bunch of the most pathetic dorks, like at a convention, like deciding to make a movie in a hotel, and it's like and apparently they were not having fun. They were very angry on the set, and they were very mad at each other. But it did at least make it seem like they were having fun. I appreciated it. It had a bit of a charm to it. If they were all like 14, it would be very endearing. But they were all like 30, and they could barely talk because they have autism. There's a bunch of YouTubers. It's a bunch of YouTubers who were like either gone or just like weirdos now, or Spoonie's in it. He has a Down the Rabbit Hole video, I think. I forget what his deal was, but he's in there. Yeah.
do you want to see what user lists he pops up in on IMDb? So this is Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic, on lists of people on IMDb. So I've got I've got people I met, which is a list created 2 days ago. Not public though, unfortunately.
My mom. He adds an IMDb account for his mom.
People I hate. That's mean.
Aw, I like Doug. I don't like his content. His content's bad, but he seems nice. I like Doug now.
I got a list. This is D. The name of the list is just the letter D. It's got 8,000
Someone's got
people
some kind
in
of
it.
weird system. Yeah, they're like, I'm just gonna put everyone in all lists and sort them alphabetically. That'll help something.
Christopher Columbus type celebrities.
What in the fuck? That's
Celebrities-
schizophrenia. That is
Celebrities
absolutely
who,
a crazy person.
like Christopher Columbus, were once loved, but after something about their past or recent actions came out, they immediately became despised. No, Christopher Columbus's actions were not
I don't
recently
think
learned
Christopher
about.
Columbus's actions came out like someone
No.
found his Tumblr page.
Yeah.
Someone found out that he followed an account that
He
groomed
tweets from
someone.
2008.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, No, they don't. First of all, what is this list? Chris Pratt is right next to Bryan Singer on this list. It's like, what the fuck? Let's see. Actors and actresses.
Yeah.
Actors and actresses with the same initials.
Jesus Christ.
Oh. What the fuck? Born in 1981. Like, why
Oh
do
my
these
God.
lists? Why do
Just
these
do every
lists
year?
exist? People I'd like to meet and would like to meet.
And
Wow.
by the way, Kick-Assia, it's sort of like an abridged, series, like the anime the abridged series thing, where it's like 95% of the jokes are like zeros, absolute zeros out of 10. But then there's like some where you're actually like, okay, that's actually a very good one. There's good ones in there. There's one character who is a JPEG, and they never bring attention to it. He's like it just switches between different JPEGs of him, like he's pointing, and he's
Yeah.
but he's not a real person for some reason. I don't know if that's because that's how his YouTube channel is, but out of context, it was pretty funny.
Did they have a script or was it like improv?
No, there was I think there was a script. Yeah, no, it's about like them, and they play themselves as YouTubers, and they're taking over a small independent nation in Nevada or Arizona or something, and creating the country of Kick-Assia.
Uh-huh.
So and the entire time the Nostalgia Critic is dressed up like what's the guy from Street Fighter? Not Blanca, like the Hitler looking, the guy with the military regalia.
Oh god, yeah.
Does it begin with an A? For me, it was Tuesday. Who's the guy?
Yeah. They have his whole country named after him.
Who the fuck? It's not. No, it's
This
not
is
Guile. M. Bison.
Yeah, Bison dollars. Fucking he's dressed like a despotic leader.
Well, yeah. I mean, the joke is that like they're kind of Nazis. I don't know. I mean, it's a very confused concept. But he's like, yeah, he's basically like in like a Nazi uniform.
Huh. Oh man. You already talked about valvrave?
Bros movie. I'm so ready to. No, I don't know. Actually, no, I don't know if I'm ready, but we have to do it anyways.
We gotta do it.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
I
Well,
didn't watch the damn thing to not talk about it.
Yeah. This was like I did delay the start of this. It was true that I had to do a surprise errand that knocked back my schedule, but it was also just partially because it was legitimately difficult to get through this. This was a fucking slog.
How did they manage it? Like how did they take all of that momentum, all of the goodwill that they had built up through 12 episodes of sheer insanity, and squander it in such just dull fashion? It's not even fun. It's not even fun to make fun of. It just they fucked us.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even like. I thought the first season was bad, but I guess you don't really realize how much effort was being put in until it drops to a fraction of what it was before. This season is like this season feels like scraping your crack pipe for residue, trying to get just one more hit. And you're like, I surely have enough. This will be a really good one.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, oh no, it was mostly just a bunch of fucking shit. That wasn't even the good stuff.
That was the scrape that you needed to get to your dealer to get more, and you just pass out there and you just die because you can't get your fix. And you're just stuck on the couch. You literally can't get the energy to get up out. It's
well, where we last
You can't get up off the couch to feed your baby because you don't have your crap that you need. It's crying in the other room, driving you insane, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, you're like, well, I was just gonna get one more. Now I can't even get one more. Now I gotta fully restock. Obviously, now I gotta get all of that. Where we last left Valvrave, we found out that the space Illuminati exists and they're controlling everything, and everybody's in on it except for our heroes.
Sign. Should have known. That was a bad sign when that happened.
That's never good when you do that, because you're making everything less interesting. But because you're condensing first of all, you've just created an antagonist that we don't even know halfway into the show. So you're definitely not developing these people, and you've just simplified everything that's going on.
Correct.
Way too much, and it was already a little too simple, okay, notes here. Fun fact, I still had this season downloaded from 2015,
Wow.
I think.
Which subs?
I don't know why I think this was subbed by GG, which is why the subs are pretty loose and not great.
Yeah.
But yes, we get some Illuminati dealings. I felt like the CG even took a dive. That just might be me. I don't know. Maybe it's the same.
I just stopped. My eyes would glaze over because I knew the fun. I knew the fun was over. I just feel it. It's just this whole season you could just feel it coming. Where you're like, oh, it's party's done. It's just. But anyway, yeah, no, I could definitely see that, and there's definitely moments. Towards the end of the season, they start to ramp things back up, but goddamn, are they not in some boring environments for a while?
Oh yeah, that's part of what I remembered is they spend a while on just gray rock zone, featureless moon rock place.
There's a couple of them. They get to Earth, and Earth is just a bunch of fucking brown, and then the moon is just gray. And that's where all of there's this big climactic moment between our two protagonists, and it just happens in this gray mess of crap, and they gave up on they gave up on animating them and made them CGI. We can't animate them in spacesuits for some reason, so they're gonna be we're gonna do it with computers instead. It's that doesn't really. You went through all this time, animating them, and you're just gonna give up here? I don't know. I can't blame them, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's only been 2.5, 3 weeks since I finished the first season. I feel like it should be very fresh in my mind. This was split core, so you would have been watching this after 3 months, or no? Wait. How long is it? Yeah, 3 months. And I was like, wait, what's happening again? Because it's just this robot fight's still going on. Whatever robot fight it is. I mean, it doesn't even matter, really. Meanwhile, our protagonist, Haruto, he's being experimented on. His idea, though. So it's fine. Something called Beast High. I guess that's the name of an energy drink or something.
Yeah, they're getting sponsored. The kids are getting sponsored.
Yes, they're famous.
To make money on things that we don't know what they're spending the money on. It still bothers me that they have not...
trading? They're buying food and stuff? I don't know.
We never see it once. Never see it once.
See what? You see them purchasing, shipments of grains?
Well, they got to the moon, which is that's a independent nation, right?
No, the moon's not its own country.
Is moon? What is the moon part of? Because they got there and it's a neutral ground.
Isn't that Aris or something?
No, the moon is supposed to be where they were going to be safe. I believe. Oh, I'm sorry, at Aris. Yes, that is Aris territory.
Yeah,
and they get there, and then it doesn't. There was never a period of normalcy. Like it's always
Well, when
they're
when they
always
when
in
they
warfare.
well when they like don't they crash land? They end up on Gray Place, and that's not the moon. I don't think.
Well, they invade planet Earth.
Okay.
They go from the moon down to Earth, but like they never they're making this money for their war effort, but like we never see what that amounts to. There's never a period where they have like any normal downtime to engage in trade or anything, and they keep bringing it up. I don't know. It just bothers me. Pay it off in some way if you're gonna bring it up. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's just supposed to be like that they're dealing. It's mostly for Shoko because she's supposed to be the politician girl.
Oh, you remember
the leader
her?
girl.
Remember when she just disappears for a few episodes?
It feels like they wanted there to be like a time skip where like it's like yeah, Shoko's now in a pantsuit and you know she's supposed to be like a mature business dealings lady, but it's been like a week, and also
Damn,
now she's just like
I am grumpy. I just feel it. I feel like I'm hangry right now. It's like
I know, yeah, I feel
just-
a little
it even-
scammed.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So there's a what the fuck even happens in these first few episodes? God.
Saki is being a whore. She's like, you can fuck me again, I guess, if it gets rid of your beast tie.
I feel that.
And he's like, no, I hate pussy, and
Christ, it never even pays off. It never even pays off. They never
there's
even
supposed
get
to be
together.
there's supposed to be a love triangle, I guess.
Yeah, what does that amount to? Where does that go?
I mean, it
Where
becomes a love straight line, and then a love dot, I guess.
Oh God. Okay.
I've written the word rune. I don't know what that means.
Rune is the
Oh,
the
they keep saying
memories,
rune. They
yeah.
keep talking about runes. Oh, that's what they are. Their memories. I thought they were like some kind of artifact.
No, runes are the memories that they're losing. The runes are like they're
okay.
they're I guess their
So
memories
it's basically
are
just like life force, yeah, because you can get it from like fighting someone, but you can also get it from memories or just being alive. Okay, sure. So you got runes. OMG, the valvraves run off of people. I knew that. There's a lot of just like things you already knew that like it's not like they're being presented as big reveals or twists, but they just keep kind of going back over this stuff and giving you
just
slightly
trickle
more
them out.
detail each time.
they trickle them out like a really grody wet fart. It's just like
Yeah.
every
They have
trip
nothing
it's like,
new to
oh,
bring
God.
to any of this, so they just kind of keep being like, yes, the robots, they feed off of people. Isn't that bad? We get more gay. It becomes a little more gay. We got dudes biting each other now. We get this opening, which I forget what else the male vocalist, and the way he just really just like he puts stank onto every lyric is so funny. Yeah, it's a very silly opening. I kind of like it.
You're gonna have to, you know how guys like if they want to get into a fight, but they don't want to be the one that starts the fight. They're like, hold me back.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I think that's gonna be you. You're gonna have to do that to be the entire episode because the second you talk about any of these things, I just want to go on. Like I just want to fucking go off for 15 minutes about fucking everything I hated. But it doesn't. We have to have the context. It's bullshit. I can't believe it's making me do this. We have to go through the work. We have to do the work of explaining these things so that we can then complain. God damn it. This fucking format sucks.
Did I interpret this correctly? I wrote down that they're doing the Ava like clone mass production unit thing. Did anything come of that? I feel like they mentioned that they're like making like like copy valvraves like the Dorsey inside. Maybe I just
They
misinterpreted
did
that.
make their own valvrave, but it is not an autonomous valvrave. It is they are piloted. So they've
Okay.
just copied the design and have their own.
Okay, but is it like? But it's the same. It is a valvrave. It's not like some kind of like we've created ones that are like the same.
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think they might have like a few more bells and whistles, but they're the same basic idea.
Gotcha,
It would
so they
be
still have the
even
same magic. It's not like a recreation of that. It is the same.
No.
Juju.
same magic.
Gotcha.
Everything's the same. Everything is fucking is it Magosai? What are they fucking called? What are the what are the vampires?
Oh, no, not Magi.
What the hell are they called?
Magus. Who cares?
They're a magus, yeah, whatever. They're fucking. It's all that. Everything comes down to being vampires. Everything was put into place millennia ago. The fucking boring snooze. Hold me back! Hold me back! You
It's
gotta
okay.
hold me.
Well, let's talk about episode 2. Okay. I I always think about. I remember reading this guy who was a bouncer. He was talking about how, it was because it was a comment on a video where like this lady is screaming at this cop, and like she's probably pretending to cry and shit, and she's like shrieking at this cop, and because they're arresting like her friend, I think, next to her, and she goes like, I demand they're touching her, they're assaulting her. I demand a female officer right now. And the cop goes, how do you know that officer doesn't identify as a female? And she goes from like screaming and shrieking to going, what? And the guy was like, yeah, this is a technique you can use as a bouncer. If someone who's like drunk or just like hysterical is like in in a totally freaking out, like going to like start shit or get violent, if you say something like totally out of left field that just completely throws them off, you can take all of the gas out of them, and they'll lose all their steam, and they'll just go from like flipping out trying to fight someone to just going like, what? But by just saying something like completely bizarre or random or nonsensical. That's a fun.
I'm putting that in my catalog. You gotta
That's
just start.
Yeah.
You need to use that on me when I'm about to snap into it in this episode. You gotta fucking hit me with some really off the wall shit.
Yeah. I don't know if it works if you've known each other for too long though. It has to be a stranger. And
I'll let myself be more susceptible. I'm ready to be hurt again. I'm ready to be emotionally vulnerable with you.
Yeah, you make yourself.
Because you wouldn't hurt me the way that Valvrave did.
No one can. I would never, my friend.
This is my worst ex-boyfriend. This is the one that did the most damage to me in my past, and I every relationship from here is based on this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Akiba, remember her? She's mad about something. The funniest thing about the show is when people like angrily storm out of a room in zero gravity, so they just kind of float away. Someone dragging a JPEG, like floating away into the distance, but they're like really mad.
We never even got to that in the last episode. Like how when they just decide to be 0G or not be 0G, like arbitrarily in scenes.
It's in the transition like hallways between. I don't know. Yeah.
There was one sequence in season 1 where a character is whoever the girl that gets. Hold on, who gets pinned? Someone gets pinned underneath. Oh, I guess Haruto, the main character, gets pinned underneath a pillar that fell on him, and it's in a zero gravity environment. So, but if you look at him, first of all, he's not even like pinned. He can slide himself out from underneath the thing he's stuck under. But also, everybody around him's just floating around. Like the object is gravitationally locked itself to like the wall or something, got him pinned. But like it's not even an environment that can do that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Whatever.
pretty. It's magnets, bro. Akira is sneaking around in a box. She's solid snaking it. Sibling flashback. Oh yeah, a couple episodes here we get dealing with Akira and her brother, her overprotective, but kind of maybe not caring enough brother. And her problems and his problems. He's kind of a weird pussy, and she's terrified of everything. And it turns out, we get into backstory, and it's, hey, guess what? It's nothing. They have sort of generic high pressure Asian parents, and this is all because of a school test that he had to take, and she hacked into the test to get the answers to help him, but that got both of them in trouble, and then he didn't stand up for her, and then she was bullied in school for being a super hacker.
Yeah, it's something that happens.
Obviously, of course, you have to tell all of the kids in this fourth grade class that one of their peers is a computer hacker, and they're going to hate that and think that it's lame, and they're going to beat that person up and put signs on their back.
Well, it's a different culture. It's a different culture.
maybe there was a Butlerian jihad. Yeah, maybe they hate computer people now.
Over in Japan, they don't like anybody that breaks the mold. There's nothing worse than a computer hacker. Where it's like, did you fucking steal that copy of Windows? You're done. You'll never get a job in this town again. You're fucking. It's like you don't have a legitimate copy of WinRAR? How long has that bitch been installed for?
Oh,
I know
yeah.
you're fucking. Yeah,
They
don't like.
They're definitely buying WinRAR over there. They're like, oh, I have to buy it. It's nice. I love them. That's the arc of that's what happens in Black Rain with Michael Douglas is Michael Douglas teaches the Japanese cop to kind of trust himself more and not always go all the way by the book, but Michael Douglas he scrapes some off the top when he arrests drug dealers, and the Japanese cop's like, you must not steal. Stealing is bad. And Michael Douglas is like, I guess.
I don't really give a fuck. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I need this money to pay for being gay. I'm Michael Douglas.
Oh yeah, stolen bits, baby.
Hey,
Where we got?
Everyone.
That's
it
what
belongs to everyone.
We earned this. We earned this bit.
Yeah, we deserve some treats this episode. We went through hell and back for this.
That one's for us.
Give us a break.
As a matter of fact, we do deserve some treats. Can you bring up that fucking Sonic the Hedgehog video I sent? Can you look at Sonic the Hedgehog? It's the first one I sent where he gets killed by somebody named Mephiles.
Oh, here, yeah, I forgot about.
I'm gonna get a drink while you bring that up real quick. I fucking do.
Should I watch it, or should I wait for you to? What? Does he want me to just bring it up and then have it ready to go, or what? Okay, here, let's see what's going on here.
All right, I'm back. I'm here.
Okay, so I guess what is this?
just play the video, and then I want to read some of the comments.
Okay. So this uses the assets from the. Oh, is this an actual cutscene from the game?
This is from Sonic 2006.
Okay, this is actually just from the game. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, Sega's gonna copyright strike us. Man, that guy's fucking scared. Oh, did it actually go black and white for that? Ah! That happens in Valvrave. Ah. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. That game needs to be in the Library of Congress.
Just describe what's happening, please.
It's on the screen. It's on the stream. I'm streaming it.
Okay.
I'm playing it. Yeah. No, everyone can see it. Although I guess this is also an audio podcast. I mean, he shot a beam through Sonic's chest, and then Sonic fell over in slow motion with a really silly look on his face. And now this human 16-year-old girl is trying to wake him up. And now it's just a close up of Sonic's limp hand. Oh God! Now it's like a flashback to this girl's a young Chinese child in a dark void. That was dramatic.
No. No!
Oh my God, they're on fire. She's going Super Saiyan. That just makes me laugh more.
Finally, the seal is broken.
I'm pissing everywhere.
At long last, I'll be able to join with you.
At last.
Oh yeah, baby. That's the ticket right there.
I can't believe people dub these to make it funny. This is as funny as this could possibly
Time for
be.
the final curtain call.
Is final curtain call redundant?
Yeah, it is actually.
Okay.
Anyways, I want to.
Oh, it was a subscribe screen with a Sonic and Goku figurine next to each
I know
other.
what I'm gonna do.
That's very funny. That's fantastic. I love that. That has 32,000 views, and it was uploaded 2 years ago from Sonic 2006.
I want to read some of these comments. This is for me. This is just a.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at some. These are good. These are good, buddy.
There were a couple that were really, really cracking me up.
Even though this game is considered one of the worst of all time, there's no denying Mephiles is quite possibly the darkest villain in the franchise, even more so than Naugus or the Sat-Am incarnation of Robotnik. He kills Sonic. Kills him. Something that none of the other villains could ever dream of doing, and as Elise mourns the death of the fastest thing alive. and her hero Mephiles just laughs at the atrocity he's just committed, and it's one of the most impressive and intimidating evil laughs I've ever heard. Props to Dan Green. It's Dan Green. Holy shit. Props to Dan Green for making this guy both despicable and terrifying at the same time. Wow.
I should really start a Twitter page that is just hard on their sleeve YouTube comments that I just snip and put up. But and along with what the video is. But I've got one here. This is my favorite one. This is what I knew I needed. This the comment is verbatim. Imagine if blood was in the scene. Hold on. I forgot how intense it was that Miss Mephiles, I want to say Mephistopheles, but Mephiles genuinely just impaled him on screen. Sorry, this is really broken. I forgot how intense it was that Mephiles genuinely just impaled him to death on screen and very unambiguously.
It was just sort of a beam of light going through him.
The pure terror in her voice is incredible. Amazing voice actor.
That was a "What am I fighting for?" level scream.
Oh my god. Bro just casually kills the fastest thing alive. They love calling him the fastest thing alive. They love doing it.
Steve says Sonic is a familiar of Satan, quite possibly his JoJo stand.
He's definitely doing Satan's work on Earth, that's for sure. There's no doubt that evil acts through Sonic the Hedgehog and imparts wickedness upon our world. I mean, oh man. Let's see. Obliterated spelled a pretty interesting
Mephili
way.
is such a gamer that he kills Sonic so easily. What does that mean?
When I was younger and got to the scene, I was so confused. And then I realized, wait, did Sonic just die?
I can't tell if this one is... after all these, I can't tell if this one's a joke. I can't believe Sonic fucking died. Taken from us far too soon. R.I.P. Sonic. Sonic, I don't think anyone has killed me at all. Mephiles, hold my emerald. Nailed it. There you go. You got that is top notch, buddy.
What's crazier is Sonic never even met Mephiles face to face. He was impaled completely by surprise and didn't even know his existence until he's brought back to life as Super Sonic. He felt legit mad for what Mephiles did to him, obviously, so he did not hesitate to fly up there with the other supers. Yeah.
I just talk about a moment of hopelessness. Sonic dies here. Actually dies.
Damn.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's great.
Anyway, that's all I got. Yeah, that was really, I think a lot of the gold was at the top there.
Yeah, well, read a couple more because I need another beer.
Sonic, no! Let's see. My creepypasta version. Jeff and Smile as Sonic, Elise as herself, Dark Jeff as Mephiles, Jane as Amy, Laughing Jack as Tails. Smile is what does this mean? Caitlin the White Werewolf. Let's see if I can find another one of these. Sonic dying. There's another one of these as well. Sonic dies. Sonic 06.
Well, now we got to go back to talking about valvrave.
Well, I found another video of the same thing. Oh, here we go. Eggman tried to kill him in 26 years. Deadly Six tried on Sonic LW. Silver tried thinking that he was the Iblis trigger. Shadow tried it Sonic Adventure 2. And in another duels, tons of overpowered Metal Sonic versions was made to kill him. Lyric apparently killed him, but he appears fine later. A god from Sonic and the Dark Knight, a demonic Gaia from Sonic Unleashed, an evil lamp genie from Sonic and the Secret Rings, Scourge in the Archie comics, and a fucking Shadow based on Shadow killed him with one try with a single hit.
That is so true.
Sonic's death is just as sad as Mufasa's, Bambi's mother's death, Littlefoot's mother's death, and his death and murder reminds me of Charlie getting killed by Carface. This is one of the saddest Sonic moments ever, but nobody ever talks about it. This person had also commented in the other one as well.
Oh, that's from All Dogs Go to Heaven. Charlie gets killed by Carface.
Man. Honestly, I would love a remaster of this game. Silver's stages just need work, updated graphics, and the glitchy gameplay needs some work. But besides that, I think it would be a pretty solid game. One of the worst games ever made. It's like,
what the fuck is it about Sonic? Like Mega Man has some bad games and has some good games. He's just a little blue guy. Why Sonic? What is the fuck is wrong? Like, how did they hit this? That's a whole other topic, I guess.
There's somebody's writing a dissertation on it right now. There's somebody.
They already have. I mean, it defies explanation. It's
gotta be just because they have the different animals and the different colors. It's gotta be just because they got the
colors and yeah. It's semi-furry, so I bet furries and I bet anyone on the furry spectrum probably is drawn to it because even
if
hardcore
you're
furries.
Curious.
Yeah, for hardcore furries, it's like watching softcore. But if you're just like dipping your toes into fur, then you're loving it too. So that's part of it.
He does go fast too.
There's basically no like lore or like worlds that makes any sense to it, and like there's no like rules. So autistic people just kind of like go crazy, like just like building, just like making a whole thing out of it.
These people are supposed to be designing like the next generation of microprocessors, and instead we've got them We got them talking about how sad it is that Sonic dies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the cranial horsepower being wasted is. It's like Sonic and like worrying about AI alignment. those are the two biggest wastes of brain matter.
And the thing is that it is taking every ounce of themselves to type these things and express emotion. This is a lot of wasted energy because it takes an hour to get this out. It's not like something that just comes naturally in the way that you or I could type something and express something. It's like, no, this is Sonic Fan 91. Wow, in my opinion, this is more heartbreaking than the incinerator scene in Toy Story 3. Here's Charmander production.
I watch it every day.
Sonic, so this is what's it feel like to be the hero.
Watch Sega faceplant with Studio Creative Assembly's Fortnite knockoff called Hyenas. What is Studio Creative Assembly? Sega publishing that? What is this?
The thing is that they're so shocked that Sonic dies temporarily. Like, that's the thing that cracks me up. Is that like no other villain's ever been able to kill Sonic the Hedgehog? It's like what does that mean? What do you mean when you say that it's like oh, Sonic's never died before? It's like, whoa, this guy's legit now. What is Hyenas?
Hyenas is set to launch. Oh yeah, it has that art style. Yep. That's going. We want the Fortnite audience. God damn, these characters are fucking ugly. Oof. What country is this?
Everything's got neon, huh? It's all neoned
it's like
out.
Neon, like Zoomer Pixar weird people.
Thanks, John Wick. Thanks for the neon. Really appreciate that one. That's good.
I don't think it's John Wick's fault.
It's a lot of that's John Wick's fault.
No, dude. I don't think so.
I'm gonna pin it on him.
It's a very different kind of neon, and it's a much different audience.
And it's the same audience. John Wick movies are that's the Fortnite audience. You go into the theater and you just stand flossing.
No, I think John Wick is sort of a cross between like Reddit and like Call of Duty guys, whereas Fortnite is for crazy children. like children who are just barely there, which is most of them.
I was reading some disturbing
this lady with the makeup on her eyes. This fucking, why would you make a character look like this? She looks fucking insane and like not in an interesting way. This is horrible.
I was reading about what you need to do to pass exams in schools now, like what the expectation is to be able to pass a grade, and it's like barely above just picking randomly. Like you can pass in certain schools in New York City in like the math programs by getting 30%.
I mean, are they allowed to? Like they're basically not allowed to like not let a kid, graduate high school unless as long as they like show up.
Wasn't that No Child Left Behind? Wasn't that the idea of that? Was it? It's
that's
like
one
everybody.
Of them. I don't know the specifics behind No Child Left Behind, but it's like I can't imagine them just being like, no, you're not getting a high school diploma from this public high school. Like anyone gives a fuck. Like that. Like, is it worth it to anyone? Like the stink this kid's parents are gonna raise that you're not just giving him the high school thing. Like there's no way they're just flunking kids and just like, no, you don't get to pass high school. There's no way that's happening anywhere unless you literally do not show up or you're in jail, which is also not showing up.
Yeah, that kind of
Leslie Jones.
Yeah, wait, I got nothing against Leslie Jones. She's said some bad shit, but maybe if she handles good, if she's got a good set of skills
good
that
DPS.
I like. Yeah. Well, come on, we know that she's a tank.
She's a tank. She's definitely the tank. Yeah, because
she's a rock solid individual that you can
Yeah, because she has a strong,
on.
strong will. Yes, that's what I.
Strong foundation, strong will. She's sturdy.
Mentally sturdy.
That's
Yeah. Spiritually sturdy.
a lot of mental fortitude.
Obviously.
She's a reliable person.
Hyenas is more of a Fortnite of the mind.
I'm playing Hyenas right now.
They should try to market it as the intellectual Fortnite. they should be like, this is, but they never explain why. They just be like, this is for people who like maybe play chess instead of checkers. You know,
why
you
not?
Know what we're saying? just like try to imply that you need to be higher IQ to play Hyenas, but it's the same fucking game. But they just keep harping on it, and everyone tries to get answers like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they just never explain.
That's how I validate everything I do. I just go through the world and I'm like, well, it seems like you just don't get it. And it's like, Ethan,
if you know, you know.
Ethan, you're talking about My Little Pony season 5. It's like you're literally watching Angry Birds 2. Like it's just oh boy, let's see. Yeah, so the thing that made me think about the schools is San Francisco they're removing the necessity, like you don't have to learn algebra anymore to keep advancing in your education. And I don't think that algebra is that much of an ask, really. I think you should probably learn algebra if you can.
Just like level 1 algebra?
Yeah, algebra 1.
Yeah, I mean, algebra actually, that is the first level of math where you're like, this is fucking bullshit. These aren't even numbers as a kid. But then you look back and you're like, actually, that is a useful, like.
That's like geometry and algebra are where things like started to end in terms of their usefulness. Like that's the most.
But the idea of variables and replacing the variables in your head, having variable values, that's something that is pretty fundamental that you should probably have. I mean, if you don't learn algebra in school, are you gonna probably get a handle on that anyways eventually? Yeah. So.
But having the shortcuts, people were talking about like when they learned algebra, and I do not remember when I learned algebra. I
remember starting algebra where they started doing letters, and I've spent the entire. I actually remember the specific class, like the period, like the day. Was like, by the end, I was like, what the fuck was that?
Really? Oh my god!
Because that was the first time anything at school had not come so naturally to me that I did not have to think about it at all. That was the first thing I had to think about, where I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't know how to do this. Because I did the normal thing where I did not listen to the teacher and I zoned out the entire period. And then by the end, she was talking about something, and I was like, wait a second, what the hell? What is this? What?
Do you remember that mental reflexivity of being a kid and just like the amount that your brain would soak up, just like not giving a single bit of attention at all to these extreme. Oh god, that was the shit. It's just like I think about some of the Spanish that I still know. And I'm like, I literally did not pay attention for a single second in any of the Spanish classes I took at all. I'm like, if I had paid attention at all in any of those classes, how much more I'd know. It's like
I got zero Spanish. Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it's that was the shit. Just being able to completely coast. And the great thing is if you go to a state college too, you could really coast through college as well. Where you're just like, oh man, I don't.
Steve keeps referencing the Final Fantasy X character Waka, and I'm not familiar with the character. Waka squirts harder. I don't. I believe that is a character for Waka.
It's probably really goddamn funny. Whatever you're. I think Steve.
Harder.
I bet Steve's funny as shit. Whatever he's saying is probably goddamn hilarious.
Not knowing. I mean, just looking at Waka, he is pretty funny looking. I imagine him sounding like, wah!
We should stop sending kids to school and start like once they have a basic grasp of English, they should just have to play Metal Gear Solid 2 exclusively for 4 years. They should just only be learning about mimetic ideas and how memes are attached to like our culture and stuff, and that's the only thing they should understand at all. And also Big Robot.
Big Robot. Yeah, I mean, it's
Cyborg Ninja.
It's like they're almost like they're just gonna keep, like stripping out every part of school, but like they're never, but like also, school has to remain like the most important sacred thing possible. So like, they're just gonna be sitting in there doing nothing.
Just going crazy. Just
Because you can't have homeschooling, like that's bad. But like actually learning things is also bad because it puts pressure on the students and it stresses them out too much and it causes trauma. So you can't be at home because your parents are gonna teach you misinformation. But you have to be at school, but you can't be learning anything. So you have to be, I don't know, maybe you can make TikToks.
It's like taking a bunch of wasps and putting them into a cardboard box and shaking it up. It's like you just take a bunch of things
package.
and you just open it up and see what happens. So it's like there's a surprise inside. You know, it's like having a FedEx delivery of cockroaches to your home. It's like you're like, whoa, I had no idea what was inside here. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really care also. So that's good. It's really good not caring at all about like what, cuz
Yeah, I always looked forward to being an adult and not giving a shit about like, yeah, all I feel is like, God, you ever like have a nice wave of relief where you're like, God damn, it's so nice not to be at school. Holy shit. Even all this time later.
Yeah.
Like,
I just had
God.
one the other day. Literally just had one the other day where I had a dream where like it was an exam I didn't study for, or class I didn't go to, or whatever. And I woke up and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I literally never need to sit in another classroom for the rest of my life. Nope. It was such a dopamine rush when I was like, oh, it's done forever.
Yeah. You're done with work. You're like, oh yeah, that's it. Man, I can do whatever now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like everything I got mad at. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck if kids are allowed to, vote or drive or whatever. Fuck them. You shouldn't be allowed to use the internet until you're 30. I'm just like all these like all these fucking shit-headed like not like wrong-headed like slap like jerry-rigged like bad like Band-Aid solutions to just social media. Social media's kind of bad. Just don't fucking let them watch TV or use the internet. I'm not gonna let my kid watch TV. Like I'm gonna be one of those guys.
I'm
just like
literally exactly that. Whereas like I saw they're talking about being TikTok, and I'm like, good. And I'm like I don't even care. It's like I don't care about the legality.
That normally wouldn't make me mad, but did you watch that fucking hearing?
No, I didn't watch any of it. I saw that they were talking about it, and that was enough. That's where I'm at. Where I'm like,
that hearing was excruciating. I mean, you remember the Zuck hearing where they were like asking him questions?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much worse than that. Like, it's this poor Chinese man. They brought the CEO of TikTok in and just yelled at him for being a spy for 5 hours and just asking him questions like, can TikTok use my Wi-Fi? And he's like, well, I mean, if it's on your phone and you're using, okay, and so you can access the user's data on the Wi-Fi. And he's like, I mean, it has to transfer. I mean, it's just shit like that. And
no, this is good. The thing is, this only makes me like it more. This is the fact that there's somebody who's sitting in a chair having to deal with this, sweating bullets, makes me happier. It's just like thinking about this, like it's like, oh, some motherfucker somewhere is having a hard time because of this. only brings me more joy.
I mean,
It's not
like,
right. It's not correct to think this way, but I'm doing it.
I know. Well, I mean, it happens just after everyone found out that like Twitter's moderation was being run by the DHS and FBI for years, and now everyone's pissed off that theoretically, like your fucking TikTok preferences are being stored on a Chinese server somewhere. It's just fucking so retarded. Vodka becomes more suspicious of VR. Squints. Steve is fucking on one tonight.
He's in rare form, yeah. Throws tags away.
If this is a genre of joke that Steve has invented, then this is crazy.
This is so much better than talking about Valvrave Season 2. Holy shit.
I would rather be doing my federal tax form right now than talking about Valvrave.
Yeah, I would rather be lying about not having any cryptocurrency right now. I would rather be ignoring 1099s that I've gotten from marketplaces and not putting them into my taxes at all because they showed up a little bit late than talking about this right now.
Yeah. Were we on episode 2? Great.
Oh no! We're way further than that. There's no way.
I got bad news, buddy. It's okay. Not much else happens.
Why don't you start talking and I'll start drinking? How about that? I'm gonna fucking get another bad.
Yeah. This is a getting really hammered episode because we're just fucking mad.
Scumbag Steve we were about to engage on some Metal Gear Solid 2 talk, and then we gotta go back to fucking Valvrave.
Such as the way of podcasts with topics. You gotta have a topic these days. I also heard we're supposed to be doing YouTube Shorts. That's how you get the subscribers. You're not the good ones, but it's how you get them. I think we're pretty much done with the kid bullying episode. And also Haruto gets his eye shot out. And our brother-sister arc is kind of complete. That's good. Happy for him. So next up is episode 3. Everybody stay tuned for episode 3. Ethan's making the most elaborate drink possible. Hearing glasses clinking. Hearing fridges opening and closing. Yeah, hey boy. And we really don't want to talk about that, right? Oh, there we go.
Alright, I'm here. Let's go.
Episode 3.
No!
They are in anime territory. They're walking through, like, what's like an alleyway, but it's rocks.
Jump in a ditch? I don't know.
Yeah, like a tall ditch.
A crevasse, if you will.
Yes. Oh, we haven't even talked about Lelf yet. Our friend Lelf, he happens to have a childhood flashback where he just happened to be in this exact place. Saki gets shot very dramatically, but obviously she just comes back. We already know they're immortal. Lelf strangles some children. The Kudere girl Marie has amnesia now. Did we establish that in the last season? Is this just being revealed to us now?
Nope, they're doing it again. They're doing it again where they just give a
bring something.
She was just a kind of like a kind of sleepy-eyed girl.
She was Shoko's like semi-protective friend who was Kudere.
Yeah,
but now she has anime amnesia, and that's gonna have a really satisfying payoff, right? No, it's because she's also a robot pilot. Spoilers, sorry. They take over the bodies of these two children they captured, these Dorsian kids, and there's a blonde one with twin tails who looks like the lolly slut from Kiss Sis. Little fun fact for you. And then there's a robot fight. Every one of these episodes, my notes are there's like a bunch of characters doing things and then robot fight.
It does sound as fun as it sounds.
It is the writer's barely contained fetish because at one point someone is in this kid's body and she looks down and goes, "This body's incredible." And I think she's referring to the acrobatic ability, but we all know what they're really talking about. Yeah, it's Akira and Saki are in our kid mode. Kid mode. They explain the vampire thing to Marie. I'm just gonna call her Marie, like she's an old waitress. Who cares? And then Marie gets shot in the head. Oh no! But then she's also fine. And even though he thinks she just got shot, Haruto is not nearly mad enough at Lelf. It's a lot. There's a lot of under reactions that we'll get to. They're not very good at gauging like the
severity of what's going on.
Yeah. There's a really bad example of that in a little bit later. Episode 4. This was, I believe, the last episode I watched 10 whole years ago before I dropped this. And honestly, I can't believe I made it that long. So this is where it gets really boring. And I was like, you know what? I was right when I remembered this being way more boring. We get like a pink hair lady, the girl who Lelf likes. She's here. She's taking a weird like Iron Maiden steam cleansing. They set off bombs. This is a semi Transformers like where it's like you don't care, so you're not paying attention. And you're like, okay, I guess all these bombs went off. They set off some bombs to do something. Someone does CPR on a child. That's also a little weird.
I was feeling the same way. I'm like,
I believe
really?
they're two boys. It was one of the Dorsian guys, the guy on Lelf's squad, and he smooches a girl in a young boy's body. So there's like sort of 3 levels of of bad stuff going on there.
I hadn't even considered the fetish angle of all this. I wasn't paying enough attention to actually get in and get invested like that, though. There's a
lot of potential for fetish, but it's just like it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of glossed over. I don't know.
Yeah, nobody peed, so I wasn't really.
Nobody had to stand on someone else's shoulders and pee. Yeah.
No, no one had to pee, and they weren't able to. Nobody got walked in on while they were peeing.
The only way for you to pilot this robot is for you to eat so much food that you get really big.
Now we're talking.
I'm gonna pump you full of all this air.
What do you think the Venn diagram looks like for Sonic fans and inflation fetish people? I feel like that's like a starting sort of thing. Like that's like you're putting the training wheels on the Sonic shit, and then you're only a hop, skip, and a jump away from full on inflation fetish. Point.
It's very difficult not to cross from one into the other, wherever you start.
I feel like they dabble at least. It's like you gotta try it if you're a Sonic fan. You're like, let's see what this is about.
Yeah. You're not not trying it.
Is there an inflation fetish subreddit? Let's see.
Yes, there is.
Let me get a look. You keep talking.
I can't.
Make with the talky talk, Declan.
Okay.
Make with.
Just say the words, word sayer. And we get. I think this might be our final. That's 4. That makes 4. So yes, we find out that Marie is losing her memories. She was a test pilot, a valvrave pilot before, but she did it too much, and also she has some problem where she's extra. She loses even more of her humanity, loses more of her memories. But then in order to save everyone, she gets into a robot anyway. And then she dies because of it. Because eventually you die if you do it too much. Another double entendre line. The scientist guy goes, "I examined Marie's body. I bet you did." Me too. Haruto has a bad dream. He feels probably guilty about all the people who died because of him. Then there's silly slapstick falling over comedy where he slips and slides in the robot.
The gravity of the actions of these children is so massive. It's farcical. Every single thing that happens is farcical.
They're in a galactic war.
they nothing can be taken seriously in this at all. Like, ever. Like, it's
No.
impossible for any of these. So, like, when they try to do dramatic beats, like characters losing all their memories and shit, it just is painful to watch. The first
And-
season was hilarious, and this is painful.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it was just so entertaining and just pulled in so much zany shit, then it'd be like, you know, watchable. And also there's all this memory loss in this season, and their way of representing visually the memory loss is that there's a still shot of some childhood thing happening, and then it shatters like glass, and that's so emotionally unimpactful. There's zero, like, they could just imply it's happening by having, you know, like with like dialogue, or I feel like even just like having, if you want to do a still shot, having it like zoom out real fast or like shrink. I feel like that's even more. That's just, the shattering is too corny, and it's just like it's so dumb. Yeah, something. I just any effect of any.
How about you put the character in the scenario that they're reliving, and then the scenario fades away around them? I don't know. Anything other than just like, oh, the more memories are going away because we're just smashing more of these flashbacks. Like, it just doesn't. No, yeah, it never feels like there's any gravity to it, and the characters keep going like nothing has changed, you know, until the end where they don't remember anything, and then they're like, oh, we're dead now.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, it's just it doesn't feel like it's organic.
No, they don't. They don't commit to that, like, being meaningful at all. So yes, R.I.P. Marie. They're focusing a lot on this other Dorsia guy now. You know, there's still the other Dorsia goons are sort of doing their own investigating.
Cat will shut the fuck
Yeah, your
up.
cat's
Shut up.
being a vocal little fella.
Shut up. All right. Keep
I guess the reason for all this, like, for all this discord within the Dorsia, like, structure is that they don't, like, Lelf's former guys don't know about all the magic shit, so they're like investigating it. Is that what's happening? It's them trying to figure that out.
The Dorsia shit doesn't make any sense at all. They're like, every level of this is so incompetent. Like, every level of Dorsia as a society is incompetent. Where it's like, okay, we've got this grand manipulating class that is, like, you know, turning the gears of civilization in such a way that they can remain concealed, but they don't also have you know, a certain amount of, you know, brainwashing in place for things like this. Like, and then they can't respond to threats quickly, even though they're like, Earth is like their home base for the entire society. They can't just handle this group of kids.
And
like,
also, is it supposed to be that, like, the Dorsia guys, like, they, like, think they're the good guys, and then so they're doing this like sleuthing, and they're uncovering this conspiracy or whatever. But it's like one of the guys on their team is just like a sadistic, like, psycho, and they're like bombing a school indiscriminately. It's not like a Gundam where it's like both you know, like, where they actually like are like, no, we're good. Like, the show really, like, puts no effort. You just thought that they were just evil guys the whole time, but then now they're like, wait a second, there might be an elite like
Cabal.
Yeah, like, oh, like, would they think that's bad? Why would they think that's bad? What did they think they were doing? What did they think was happening? Why would they be against that? What do they have any thoughts or morals or anything? What were they?
Well, every person in this fucking universe is so easily influenced. This we're gonna get. Fuck it, we're going right there. Fuck this.
No. Well, you know, we have to say that one. It's too good.
Okay, fine,
good.
fine. God.
But yeah, the way
Damn it.
this show treats propaganda is it is wonderful. But like yeah, the Dorsia shit. What the fuck was I gonna
The Dorshin kids are they think they're the good guys. They got a crazy guy among them. The Dorshins are trying to figure out what's going on. They don't know about the myth, like the fantasy shit going on behind the scenes.
Yes, I had shit. I had something else to. They're like. Oh, god damn it.
You were supposed to hold me back. You were supposed to hold me back.
You're not going. You're not doing it. You're fine. You're calm.
I threw it all off.
So they're trying to. They're like, all right. Well, I guess, whatever. Yeah, they're Oh, that's what. Okay, I remembered. Thank God. So if that is what's happening, it's like this B plot is a bunch of characters trying to discover something that we already know. That's always bad. That's because that's not interesting. Because the most satisfying thing that could happen is that they figure something out that you knew for many episodes. So no matter what happens, it's boring. Okay, glad I remember that one. And then they blatantly steal the Code Geass cause a volcanic eruption thing.
Yes.
That's lame. And then one of the Dorsian goons, I forget which one, dies, I guess. I don't care.
Yeah.
Episode 6, Pink Woman flashback. We get some flashbacks with her and Lelf. Haruto has parents, it turns out. So,
out of nowhere. I was wondering about this
actually,
bullshit.
I did like this part. I mean, like at least for like entertainment value, this was one of the parts where I stopped being bored and I was like, holy shit, what the fuck were they thinking here? LL figures out his GF, his pink GF is alive. And they are in some Dorsian base or whatever. They're rescuing these scientists, and Haruto's looking for his dad, who's a scientist. He meets his dad. Dad shows up. He's wearing a turtleneck. The voice actor is voicing him like a very elderly man, but he's like 44. And then Haruto's like, "Oh, I forgot that my dad is a crazed maniac."
Evil, cackling, maniacal scientist.
Like he's like
he is a
and they have to do it in like a 3-minute scene, and he is like there's zero he's not measured at all. He is absurdly evil.
Well, the thing is that there's nothing to be gained from him being his dad. Like it doesn't do anything. Like him being his dad is so
it could have just been the. I mean, I guess that has to be why they specifically were chosen to be the genetic. Actually, that makes less sense because they would have just chosen like orphans or they would have taken, they wouldn't have. Why would they use their own kids?
The less dead, yeah, yeah. It's baffling, and. It reminds me of like Shao Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist, where it's like, yeah, I'm so evil, I'm gonna fucking smash a little girl into a dog. And it's like it's like Shao Tucker is like a crazy person, like he's like he's deranged and isn't like everybody else in society basically like shuns him to a certain degree because he's like your experiments are too fucked up. But like this is a whole group of dudes that are all fucked up.
Oh no, that's not the bad part. Because we've learned recently, scientists are just like that. They'll just make terrible things just for funsies, just to see what happens. Okay, that part's fine. It's the fact that it's his dad, and like he just apparently didn't realize that he was like this. That's the crazy part. Is that he's like, Dad, hi, Dad, and he's like, I'm creating God. I am God. And he's like, what, Dad? No, you can't create. You can't be God. Come on. Come on, Dad.
I met my dad like a couple times in my life. Let's just throw Haruto's dad in here. Let's just have a softball. Just get hard. It's like what they did with fucking Shoko's dad too, where Shoko's dad shows up for like 5 minutes to die.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is this, guys? Why are we introducing new characters?
Oh.
Why does every single side character need to have a bunch of backstory before they die too? It's like, do that last season. God damn it. God damn, it's such a mess. They got, you know what it is they got lazy. They just gave up.
I bet this was also cut down from a typical Sunrise 50 episodes to 24. Or, 50, what would it be? Yeah, like 50 or 48.
Do you think they were gonna get 50 and they got the first core out and they're like, oh boy. Let's
probably not that late. No, I don't think it was rushed that much, but like probably it was conceived as a 50 episode Code Geass or Gundam-esque length.
It just feels lazy. They just grab so many different tropes and smack them into this season.
Yeah,
it's like it's all just shit pulled from other places. And like the thing that was great about the first season is that there's so much novel dumb shit going on that when I've got
we also did discuss that they did bring a lot of like just it was a grab bag of anime tropes like there's motion at my front door, the vampires, the robots, but yeah, and now we're getting amnesia. That's like level 1 basic anime shit. I don't think there was amnesia before, right? That's the major one. Yeah.
Yeah, there's first season had rape. That's like that was the novel thing, the first season.
Oh yeah, I mean that's breaking new ground.
And that was the thing, is that the big robot pushing the whole galactic civilization through space to the moon. That's a novel. I've never heard of something so
that would be
stupid.
easy to push. It's just floating there. You can push a boat. It's just.
I'm not saying that it's difficult. I'm just saying that it's silly, and that was the thing that was so good about it, is like all this silly shit that I've never seen before.
It's not as good as in Code Geass when the robot makes the pizza though. Giant robots doing menial like normal person things. It's always great.
I would say that pushing an entire galactic civilization is not a normal.
Well, just thing. Pushing a thing like with your arms it's
the surrounding stuff that it's like how the simplicity with which it's able to do it, where it's like it just does it and there's no ramifications for anything. there's no they don't have to worry about the life support system's perfectly fine. It can operate on its own without the rest of the superstructure that it was a part of. Everything's okay. He was just able to fucking push the school through space to the moon and no problem. They're like, people keep drilling giant holes and shooting holes into this structure and it doesn't matter. What happened to the big ass hole that they drilled? Did they patch that?
Yeah, they fixed it. Yeah, that's why they needed money. Remember, there's probably some of it went towards fixing that fucking hole.
They just fixed this giant fucking fuck you hole that they drilled into the bottom
space.
Of the... it's a vacuum. Oh Christ!
I hope one of the robots just put its arm in to block it.
They've opened holes in the space deliberately to make the water more turbulent. There was in the last season they had warships. They're like, what are we gonna do about these warships? I know, I'll punch a fucking hole to space so that the water will get sucked down into like a fucking toilet. And it'll upset the fucking battleships enough to where they'll have to fuck off.
Yeah, nothing comes close here. Nothing even comes close.
It's not even a pale imitation. It's unrecognizable. Well, we got to keep going. What are we going? 6?
But yeah, I did love that Haruto's dad is just so evil, and it's like they're like these guys are scientists and they created like basically vampires. Him turning out to be this is like it would have been equally silly if his dad just immediately revealed himself to be Dracula. Like that's what we're dealing with here.
If he was Dracula, I'd understand the motivation more.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I guess.
God, I'm not gonna pull me back. Pull me back.
Come on, man, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Meanwhile, Elf is sprinting through exploding buildings. Episode 7. Elf still loves his GF. He tells her that he loves her. Meanwhile, Yuki Kaiji's character is still here. Is it time to finally fight him? Yes, for a few seconds. Haruto tells the princess that Elf is cool and that she should date him. You see her bare butt and back. I like that part. Robot fight.
She got a dumpy. She got a fucking big fake ass.
She's been alive for a long time. She's had a lot of time to do squats. And then she dies. Bye. What was her character? What was up with her?
She doesn't think that humans should be genocided.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Did
she do anything?
She helped. No, I was gonna explain what she did, but no, she didn't. She didn't do anything. She didn't do anything at all. I could go into excruciating detail of the boring bullshit that she did. This behind the scenes fucking garbage for one episode. No, she did nothing.
She died. But did she actually do anything? Did she say something to someone or something?
You can't goad me into explaining what she did.
Whatever. She didn't do anything, basically.
She did nothing. God damn it! I want to do it. I have the sickness where I have to explain because I know it.
So it's okay. She exploded. She's dead now. Episode 8. That's all that happens in episode 7. Episode 8. Everybody's back together somewhere. I don't know where. You can't. There's no locations because everything's just a big metal box, or a dome.
Speaking of big metal boxes, have we talked about the fact that they're getting pushed around through space in giant shipping containers? Everywhere they go, they're getting taken around in big fucking boxes, and the robots pour out of them in comical fashion. like there's so many.
Speaking of boxes
monkeys.
Full of hornets, yeah.
It's like a barrel full of monkeys where they just all fucking pop out, and it's absurd.
Yeah. So everybody has a little reunion. LF is a little stressed out about his 1,000-year-old GF dying. It's time for some Shoko bonding. So you remember that Shoko's a character, and the countries have a little meeting where they're like, we're going to threaten this country of crazy occult magic witch Nazis with sanctions, and they will surely respond reasonably. So Dorcia joins this conference and does a snuff film where they kill a teenage girl. And guess what? It's Saki again. That's my favorite part about this season and how it ties into the entire show. Saki gets fucked up in so many fucked up ways, so many times where it's like, what the fuck is going on with Saki? Why did they do this to her? She gets what is her sin? What does she do wrong? They fuck up her character and make her crazy. They rape her, and she gets shot twice, I think. Twice in this? Twice. She gets shot twice and stabbed with like a scimitar through the heart. And she gets cucked. It's insane.
Why? She didn't deserve... Just because she wasn't the first girl that we met in the show. That's what it is.
It's like anytime they just want to do something like crazy rough to someone, it's just Saki's there. I don't even know how she got to where she is. I don't remember the part where they captured her. She's just, whenever someone needs to get hurt, it's just Saki shows up.
It doesn't even, it never pays off. It's never like her character is affected in a meaningful way.
Well, no, I mean, they do the flash forwards. She lives the longest, she explains.
Yeah, but in the moment, she's had to face her own immortality and she's just ready to get back in that goddamn robot and keep fucking piloting.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like-
really,
it's
the conclusion of her character basically consists of like she's the girl who accepts that the other girl in the love triangle won. You know, she's like, you know, like
It's not even fair. She never even had a fucking chance.
yeah, and you know, yeah. I mean, even for a non-character, she doesn't deserve this. Even a blank slate does not deserve this. This is crazy. You're just creating a weird voodoo doll that you're just like pissing and pooping on. You know?
It's sadistic. It's a sadistic thing to do.
It's psychotic.
Like why? Like literally, you went out of your way to have her raped. you wrote that into the script for no reason. You did this to her. She just kind of like wants to be famous. And likes the protagonist.
We have like Marie died, like Shoko's not doing anything, Akira's not doing anything at this point, but for some reason the girl that we raped and shot already has to be the one who also gets fucking videodromed in front of the entire galaxy.
And it's like Haruto literally doesn't give a fuck. It's like Haruto doesn't even respond to what's going on to her. Like this.
I mean,
this
he knows she's gonna live.
But it's still like horrific, and like he never approaches her like, "Wow, that was really like." He's never like, "I hope she's okay." Like I hope that I hope that's okay. I know that was probably pretty traumatic for you to be kidnapped by the enemy and then stabbed in front of a group of people as a representation of the demonic force that we're being portrayed as. You know, like it's. You know, I'm gonna say Haruto might actually be the most fucked up character in the whole show. He is so deranged. It's like,
man.
What a piece of fucking work. I mean, LL's a piece of work too. Everyone's a piece of work.
He's supposed to be. He's supposed to be a weird robot. You know, he's supposed to be like a like a combat. He's a lab kid. He's like a military. You know, Haruto has no excuse.
None of the characters in the show that react the way that a real human would, and that's the problem. It's one of the many problems, but probably the biggest one for me right now is that like none of them react like a human to any scenario, as we're about to fucking get to here. So Saki was stabbed and you know fake killed on screen to show off that they do in fact have vampires working for Gior. Gior is a bunch of creatures.
Yeah, like so here's what's happening now. They're threatening because of Dorshia's attack. And first of all, I thought Dorshia was like at full-on war with like the other major superpowers. Remember we were talking about this? Like, okay, we were like, they must be in full-scale war. But then they're like, oh, we're going to condemn them really harshly and threaten them with sanctions. So I guess fucking not. I guess these are nations that are supposed to be like in relatively amicable, on relatively stable terms. So like what the fuck has been going on with Dorsia? What have they been doing? And this is where it's sanctions, and so they do the craziest. Their response to this is to do the craziest most villainous shit ever. They show everyone them stabbing a teenage girl, and then she heals. And I have in my notes here, are people seriously going to be like, hey, that teenage girl you snuff filmed is mysteriously okay, we're on your side now? And then episode 9 notes start, yep, they are.
Every single goddamn person. Even the people that are on their side. It's like everybody is team fucking kill all these teenagers.
Everybody sees a girl heal too fast, and they're like, "Oh, damn, we gotta." I mean, it's like they're instantly. Everybody's mind is instantly changed.
Hive mind mode. They go full on Nazi, full on brainwash. And the thing is like they call out later on. One of the most obvious reactions you could possibly have when they try to do a response, the Georians try to respond with their own video, and they're like, oh, they're clearly faking it. It's like, oh, it's a fake video. The Georians have faked this, and it's like that would be everybody's immediate response to the first video. So why?
No, because the Illuminati are in charge of the media, so they decide they can make something be fake or whatever. So they at least have an explanation for that. But the fact that it's like
person in the entire fucking world agrees immediately.
And also, it's like, yeah, she's a celebrity. Also, you're stabbing Saki, the famous idol girl who's cute and who everyone likes, and because she like you think, that's gonna turn everyone. He's like, what the fuck? We need to kill these people.
Yeah,
like,
moments ago we were enjoying. 5 days ago we were enjoying the lovely song that they shared throughout the entire galaxy.
Yeah,
they all danced and sang in unison, and we were really, really enjoying that. But now that there's like a suspicious video that's been released,
now that I've seen a guy with an eye patch stab her through the chest, I love that guy and I hate her. That's how
the
people
clearly
work.
evil guy. This is the most evil character design ever. Taking relish in stabbing this teenage girl is clearly in the right.
Yeah, because when you see someone like magically healed, you're like, this monster, it must be destroyed. Like,
yeah, it's like the fucking town going after Frankenstein's monster, but Frankenstein's monster is the cutest idol girl in the whole galaxy.
It'd be like, I mean, it would be like if like people who saw Jesus heal a guy were not like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, it's like not like, oh,
he's
that's
not
the
supposed to
damnedest
be
thing
able
I've
to
ever
see.
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, everyone's full of hatred immediately. Christ almighty.
Well, and also,
this is...
we haven't even gotten to the best layer of this. This is the best part of the whole show, because everything about it is this is first season levels of unbelievable. So they've just learned that there's these people who are immortal, and they just watched one heal from being like mutilated, and so their response not only is that they have to kill them, but they have to kill them by shooting them with guns.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Look, but they just decide when they can die and when they can't die. It's like it's like the gravity thing all over again. It's just arbitrarily between scenes will change when it's convenient. They can be killed through traditional means. Also, they just kill everybody in the school wantonly. Like,
well, I mean, they're like, okay, these things are immortal. We need to kill them using our guns, which makes no sense. And then they start massacring school kids, and then they don't get up, and then there's never any. They don't stop. Yeah. First of all, they kill every character that our cast has been trying to protect for the entire show, thus like rendering all their actions completely futile. And just for shock value, just literally murdering every character in the show, in an actual literal school shooting, and there's never any like, oh, these kids aren't getting up. I guess we were wrong. They're just like, hell yeah, we did it.
we killed the immortal monsters.
And then after they kill all the immortal monsters who die, then they go to the leadership and they're like, hey, listen, just hand over the valvrave pilots and we'll stop shooting all of you. But they don't know that just the valvrave pilots are the immortal ones, because they just shot everyone thinking they were immortal. So it makes no sense for them to single out the valvrave pilots, and also it makes no sense for Shoko and the others to believe them, because there's no reason for them to think that.
Well, this is where like the criminal level of laziness comes into play, where it's like they just simply did not care enough to make anything.
It's hard to even imagine. This is like, it's hard
to
even
imagine
this is late, because it's difficult to think of something this retarded. I don't even know how you can think of this. Or not think of it. How do you even How do you even write this down? It's like,
that's the thing. That's the thing, is that when I write anything, it is an excruciating process where we're like literally, I'm obsessively looking about like, okay, how do you make an asphalt road? Where I'm like, I need to know every single fucking intricate detail of how an asphalt road is made. because I'm like, well, if they're going to be making an asphalt road, I'm not going to be a fucking asshole and not understand exactly how it's done.
Oh yeah, yeah. You don't want the YouTube video where you're like, yeah, a real asphalt layer. Reviews asphalt scenes in movies. You're like, God, damn it.
And then in this, they're not even worried about the logical consistency inside their own show. Like the internal logic doesn't even work.
And even in in the model where we're conceiving of this show of like, okay, maybe because we were talking before about how the writing process seems like it was about just generating moments. Like just for their emotional impact, just even though they make no sense and don't fit into the story at all. But they kill all these children, and there's no emotional impact. None of our characters even really care.
No, it doesn't pay off. They don't have a moment. They get all of our valvrave pilots get busts at the end of the show, but they don't have a fucking monument for all these dead fucking kids. It's crazy. It's like,
I mean,
literally,
it's like, I mean, Haruto barely reacts to, again, everybody he knows dying all at once, like
his whole
wantonly
flight.
for like with based on a lie that and an absolute betrayal of his allies before. But then later in this episode or the next episode, one guy dies that he like knows, and like he does a Shinji scream and flips the fuck out, and you're like, dude, come on, that guy was in a robot. He knew what he was getting into at least. All these kids just fucking got fucking lined up again in their classrooms and fucking deep sixed.
One of the greatest war crimes ever committed against your own side. A bunch of civilians slaughtered.
If this ever happened anywhere, and there was TV footage of it, like there is in this show, I think this would be like the defining moment of like a century.
Yes. Easily. It's one of the greatest war crimes ever committed against a bunch of people who have absolutely no involvement in anything going on. It's senseless. It's senseless. It doesn't further their cause at all. It doesn't even. There's not even any benefit for the Dortians.
I mean, just think about like even if these immortal monsters were evil and had to be slaughtered, they just kill hundreds of completely unrelated people that don't even know about it and have nothing to do with it, and are just sort of next to them when they figure out that there's vampires, and they're like, fuck, I gotta kill everyone around me right now. And the president is there. The president of this country's in the room, and he's like, kill all of them right now. The ones in the uniforms, yes, the school uniforms, the 15-year-olds. Shoot them with the guns, because I think they're immortal vampires.
I've seen extremely tenuous evidence, and I'm ready to go. It's like, I've got a half-baked theory in front of me here. Let's just let it rip.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, just trying to think of like any equivalent, like, oh man.
Ironically, this might be more shocking in the callousness than the rape is.
It's like a lynching, but like instead of a lynching, if the people like they found out about Emmett Till, but then like they started walking through the streets and didn't find Emmett Till, so they just killed every dodo. And that's why there's no more dodos. They just like, let's kill all these. Like they just find some. They just pick a species of bird or feline. It's like some kind of. They just pick like a specific squirrel, and they're like, let's fucking kill all these things.
And then nobody addresses it ever again.
Nobody talks about it.
Nobody talks about it at all. Not for a second. Not for a second.
Like, let's kill everyone with attached earlobes in this town.
Do they? Does anybody talk about it for a second in the show ever?
No, it's done for shock value, but it's one scene, and it's not that shocking. In fact, it's more shocking how little weight they give it that's what made me uncomfortable and like it's like it gives you this like really like it just bummed me out where I was like, what? Like it's genuinely in poor taste. It's very in poor taste. It's like it's fucked up how not fucked up they made it. Where like they just did this on a whim. They did what the guys in the show did. They were just like, just kill all the kids. Maybe that'll do something. It's like you're guilty of the things that the villains in your show are doing. And it made me feel bad watching it, but not for the reason they wanted.
Just classrooms exploding. They're just throwing soldiers just throwing grenades into rooms blindly. And it's like they don't know if they're all like this. They don't know if any of they don't know if assuming that the one
because of something they saw on video, not even live.
5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago. They go. What would it take? How long would it take to get you in that mode? I don't even know you could get me there. I don't think you could get me in that mode where I'm ready to go in with a
even
grenade.
Rwandans took a while. They had to it took a radio program a long time to make them that angry. It was like a few years of them listening to the radio where they were like, we should fucking kill these guys. These people. It was like a 10-minute video conference.
This is a spacefaring civilization. This is a group of people that has colonized the galaxy. They have expanded humanity out to the outer reaches of our universe, and they're so susceptible to propaganda that they're ready to pull the ripcord on massacring people. They were moments ago chill with.
Oh, no, I mean, but even fully believing the propaganda, again, what they do makes no sense. The Dorsian guy should have been like, are they killing all of them? What the fuck? Holy shit.
Why
did that work that well? He's just all of them? Why all of them? Are you retarded?
Why don't they talk about it?
Yeah, they're unarmed. They don't even know that they bite people or something. I think they show them all these guys with tubes coming out of their heads. I don't know where that's supposed to be. I don't even know what that was. I don't even know who those guys were.
They don't have.
But it's like supposedly these monsters, these vampire people are they have some program where they're siphoning, but they're not they don't even know about the berserker mode. They don't know that they attack. They just think that they have weird science experiment rooms. So they have no reason to think they're in immediate danger. All they know is that they heal fast and that they put people in rooms and put tubes in their brains.
These soldiers there's not a moment of contemplation. There's not a moment where any of them say, hey, I don't know about this. Every one of them is in go mode. And then
they shoot this one girl, and then there's a few seconds go by before they start shooting everyone else, but she doesn't get up like they just saw the other girl do.
Her death is so horrifying.
That's
they
bad
cut back
too.
to her, and then the fact that it's never addressed. The fact that we go the entire rest of the show.
It's just a thing everyone's got to get away from. It's just a.
What episode are we on?
Episode is? This is 8.
Are you fucking?
Yeah, this is episode 8.
So it's episode.
Oh
20.
no!
Are you?
No, it's 9. Sorry, 9.
This is episode 21, so we have 3 more episodes after this. And they in those episodes, I'm pretty sure at one point, fucking Haruto and Erifu jump into the air and have a high five, and then there's a freeze frame. I'm pretty sure that they.
I don't think it's during a high five, but yeah, there's a cheesy.
I was joking.
It almost gets there, yeah.
They can't. You can't do this.
Oh, but really, the piece de resistance to cap off this whole episode as well. All these kids are escaping this mass murder. They are again in zero grav for no reason, and they are swimming through the air. They're kicking their legs. and moving their arms like they're swimming through water and they're going through the air in zero graph. Like in the background. Oh man, that shit is great.
Can't do this. Yeah, sunrise. You can't put sunrise on the cardboard boxes in the background of shots if you're gonna have this sequence in your show. You're not allowed to do it. I'm sorry. You don't get to have fun if you have a scene like this.
No. Yeah, so then Aros is like,
God,
okay, just give us the pilots, even though we just killed everyone. And we're clearly okay with killing everyone. So then Shoko and the others are like, all right, fine, we have no choice. And then, oh my gosh, they're betrayed. I cannot believe it. Oh, and then Inuzuka dies. R.I.P. Rip Inuzuka. Rip Inuzuka. And that really, everybody else that he knows dying is like, whatever. But Haruto is really doesn't like that one. So, episode 10, silly bad CG spacesuits.
Yes.
This is so funny. It's this very dramatic confrontation, but the entire time they're in these big marshmallow suits and they look like shit.
Efu punches Haruto in the spacesuit a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like as you would do a sequence into something where a character punches another character in the face a whole bunch, but he's wearing a goddamn helmet. So like it's just that there's no impact or anything.
Nope. He's just letting off some steam. And, we still have this B plot of the Dorsian guys. One of them's talking to Saki, who's just like a slave. She's just like, she's tied up in a room now. Haruto and Lelf just yell at each other, but they're in silly spacesuits.
Oh,
Haruto has a force field now that he can do. I don't know.
Thrilling. It's thrilling.
At some point, Saki escapes. I don't even know if they show that. I don't even remember it.
They don't show it.
Okay,
it's
it's
off
just
screen.
implied that the guy lets her go.
The show's like being fucking gaslit. Like characters will just appear out of nowhere and like just subvert everything that we had previously thought up until this point and things that they had previously shown us and be like, wait, Saki's in prison, and then it's like, no, she's not. Saki's not in prison. No, she's here saving the day.
Yeah, no, of course.
Are you going crazy?
Shoko gets into Haruto's robot, and the robot tells him that he likes her, and so she's not as mad at him anymore for being a crazy an abomination space vampire. Episode 11. I think they work out their differences or whatever, and they decide to work together. Episode 11, robot fight. Rip Thunder. He has a sort of he has a death flag that's so death flaggy that you think it's a fake out death flag, but it turns out to be a double reverse negative death flag where he's like, hey, ain't no way I'm not coming back. I got my bros. And then he dies. So Rip Thunder. Lelf exposes the Dorsia guys as also vamps. There's probably a scene of him sneaking in. I don't even know how he gets in there. I guess he's the best or whatever. So now that everybody has seen that the Dorsia guys are also immortal vampires, that makes them change their minds again, because the worst part is the hypocrisy, really.
It's a real fucko boingo by the military. We made a little fucky wucky, and we accidentally massacred a school full of kids. That's on us. That's on us, gang. Sorry about that.
And another thing they totally stole from Code Geass is obviously, LLF has to broadcast his this thing to everyone so everyone can see it. Which why does what the public thinks even matter? There's no, that has no it has no effect on anything. It's not like they can. There's no voting. Like, even if there was voting, they can just. They're clearly okay with manipulating anything. They're like the fucking secret society. It makes no sense, anyways. But it uses the Code Geass thing where. Everyone's watching it and they're like, "What? Stop this! Cut the broadcast!" And they're like, "We can't. The lines have been hijacked." They do that multiple times in Code Geass. They do that here. Okay. Oh, it's the last episode 12. 24, whatever. Even though everyone just saw that, the Illuminati are good at propaganda, so they're like, "Oh, that one was fake." Not the first one. Everyone's like, oh, okay. So I guess that was all for nothing. Robot fight. The Dorcia fellas are fighting each other. So Rip, what's his face? Another one of them bites it. Very gay. We had another boy on boy bite. Oh, that's not a high five. They're shaking hands, but there's a freeze frame. Oh yeah. It's going for a sort of it's going for a like it just hasn't earned all of this like macho believe in the you that believes in me shit it's trying to do at the end here.
They failed fucking miserably.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And at really everything. But we finally. It's the last episode, so it's finally time to figure out, will Yuki Kaiji do anything? Rip Yuki Kaiji. Okay, rip. So what else happens? Shoko, I mean, there is one character that is affected by everyone being massacred, and that is Shoko, because she basically just has her head in her hands for like 3 episodes. And so Haruto decides he does a lot of fighting. He loses all his memories. Rip to Kain gets him in LL's body. And then he doesn't remember anything, and I guess he dies. And then there's like an after. I mean, this is. I want to like glaze over this because I just want to get this over with because this is just trash. But I mean, really, I was flabbergasted. Like even at this point, like I had so little engagement, like investment.
Yeah,
I didn't care at all. But I was still like, wait, is this seriously the ending of the show? Because it's like a narration, like, yeah, after that was the beginning of the Third Galactic Empire, which I guess is supposed to be a good thing. But also they're like, yeah, it was turmoil and violence. And that's like, yeah, that's it.
We don't even know like what the nature of the world that they live in the future is at all.
And they implied that it was just like there was even more massacring, like just of people who who thought might be vampires, and it just got even worse. And everybody failed at everything. But then eventually it turned out okay.
Did really, really good fucking job, Valvrave. Like the people who designed the Valvrave has destroyed everything. Like the amount of lives that were ruined by these goddamn mechs. Like people like fucking teenagers slaughtered, entire galactic civilizations subsumed by the fucking Dorcians. Like countless lives killed, lost on both sides. For it, everyone failed. Every single person failed, and not.
Let's see. What do they say? What exactly do they say happens here? I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna read you the subtitles here. Okay, so this is the beginning of Imperial Year 0. The beginning of the Third Galactic Empire. Pandemonium broke out across the world. Okay. Seeing monsters everywhere, people sought out Magius all over the world. Eventually, neither the Council of the 101 nor the existence of Magius could remain hidden. And there's a montage of internet forums and stuff. The world had become too connected for secrets to be kept. The world, okay. Shoko cried her eyes out.
That sounds right.
That's what happened to one of our main characters. After a while, she went back to being her usual self. Oh, that's nice. But every once in a while, is her staring mournfully out a window. Okay, that was it. That's the conclusion of her character. These two characters marry each other, the two blondes. Elf it's at some military ceremony or something. Maybe that's the wedding. I don't know. There's a wedding.
Yeah,
there's a valvrave at the wedding.
Just being like, oh, cool, nice. I'm glad that there's a wedding. I'm not upset about the fact that my girlfriend died.
And then, it's back to Saki and Akira explaining this to a young boy hundreds of years in the future. Our galactic empire started from such a small country. Historical beginnings are often surprisingly humble. Oh, God. Oh, God, I forgot. I almost forgot. How did I almost forget? I mean, this dude shows... Is this one of the guys? I don't even know. This is... Okay, so this is 200 years in the future. This is, this is them, they've been telling this story to this strapping young lad. This guy runs into the room. He goes, there's an intruder in the memorial core. It's supposed to be life form 53S or 53s.
Oh my! I also forgot about this shit.
I'm not being dramatic. I do not fucking know what the fuck this is.
Are those aliens? They meet aliens, and
I get that they're aliens, but like, what is this supposed to be? What is this sequence?
I don't know what we're supposed to feel. I don't know. I'm pretty good at knowing what to feel a lot of the time. But,
okay, so it's like okay, intruder in the memorial. Yeah, so then we go to the memorial core, which is where we have memorials for our heroes, and these crazy green aliens swoop in through these doors where there's apparently no security, and Shoko's there. And these aliens are like pointing their arm gun, their mega busters at her, and she's like, "I think we should be friends." And then that's the ending of the show.
I don't have an answer for you. Please don't make me think about it anymore. I won't be able to make an answer no matter how hard I think. My brain is no worky. My brain is officially at the end of its ability to reason through anything. We were talking earlier about how when you get off work and you're like, oh, I don't give a fuck. That's where I'm at now. Is like I'm not gonna care about these aliens anymore.
But I mean, dude, this is incredible that you could have an ending this bad.
I have a hard time thinking of a greater shit show.
Why would they be in this room? What do they want? Like why is this? Did she have a character arc? Like, did Haruto teach her something about diplomacy or kindness? No, she was kind of always like this. This isn't some kind of follow through on anything.
No.
This has nothing to do with anything about the show. It's not like... It's not an echo of anything that happened. It's just this... It's not even the right tone of the rest of the show. It's nothing to do with the rest of it. The aliens aren't even drawn in the style of anything else in the show. Why is she still in the valvrave suit? Wait, she was never even in one. Why is she in one now?
It's intrigue, dude. It doesn't have to make sense, bro. There's a lot of stuff that happened in between, and if we get another season, maybe we'll be able to start to scratch the surface of all this extremely interesting shit. All of this extremely interesting shit that was going on.
I can't even joke about this. I'm fascinated how this came about.
My fucking
ending.
brain hurts.
It's yeah, yeah. Now that I went back through it, I feel like the second half of the second season made up for how fucking boring and dry and how much of a step
It's
down
really
the
the
first half
last.
was.
It's really the last few episodes. It's not the second
Yeah.
half.
Okay, sure.
Like-
I mean,
like
there's
that is-
there's way more content in the last few episodes than there was, in the rest of it.
My cat has learned how to open cabinets, so that's good.
Ooh, yeah, you gotta get the. I got child-proof things for my kitchen cabinets.
Oh my goodness, man! What a deflating television program.
What a wild ride.
That really
We've been on.
really sucks. Well, the first half was going pretty well. I'd say overall, I'd call the first little bit of our reflection into the past. I'm gonna still call it a success.
Oh yeah, no,
At
we
least
wanted
it
to know.
wasn't-
We wanted to know about valvrave, and we fucking know about valvrave now.
Yeah, we gotta figure out what the next thing. I was thinking we go back to 2003, unless there's something else from 2013 that's really speaking to you.
We might have to do spring 2023.
Oh shit! When is that already happening?
It is happening. It's happening as
Wait.
of this weekend.
Oh my god! We only got to watch one show. And it was valvrave?
We're too old. We're taking too long. We gotta really speed run this next one.
We only. God damn you, cat! It was only. We only watched. It was 2 weeks.
It was two
2
shows,
weeks.
kind of. It was, it was 24 episodes.
That's true. Okay. Well. That's fine. I could watch a whole bunch of little one episodes of things. Oh,
Yeah.
is it the?
We always start out feeling that way, don't we?
Oh my god! How many shows is it this time?
You know what? I think we're already kind of strung out enough. I think this was already enough of a bummer. Let's not talk about how many shows there are in spring.
No.
Not exactly.
No.
Not known for being the most sparse season. Spring usually a little loaded.
Is
Let's think
are
about
there
it.
at least a
Let's take a
couple of
break.
shorts?
Oh,
there at least a
buddy,
couple of shorts?
buddy.
Oh.
It's time to rest.
All right, my watch has ended. It's time
I've had a
to.
hard life.
I'm gonna hang up my anime reviewing hat for a little bit here and just sit back and relax for a while and watch fucking Transformers 5. Good. I'm calling it. I got nothing left in the tank.
Yeah, that's yeah. Yep. Well, if you wanted to
Thanks.
know about valvrave, or if you at least wanted someone else to share your pain that you've been holding on to for 10 years, there you go. Now
Enjoy our
preserved for
scorching hot
posterity.
takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad. It's horrible. It's a horrible, horrible television program.
Yeah, that is an interesting specimen. That's a good shit show. Yep. Cool.
Get out of
Thanks.
here. Goodbye.
Thanks for joining us. Bye. Man, we really fucked ourselves up, huh? All right, well, take care.
Godspeed.
yeah,
Don't
it's-
watch it.
Yeah, no, you already listened to us talk about it, so
Watch the first season.
yeah, watch the first season and then give yourself a home lobotomy. Follow us on Twitter. Don't actually. I don't care.
They should Shakira mail.
Tell us what shorts. Tell us. We're gonna start making YouTube shorts, everybody. Because that's you have to do that now. So tell us what shorts you'd like to see. I think that's how it works. Just
Write the
suggest.
script and we'll read whatever it is.
Yeah, send us sex copy pastas and we'll read it on a YouTube short and we'll credit you.
Sure, I'll read anything.
Okay, bye.
Right slash fiction about it.
That's asking a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Take Sonic erotic fanfiction and just replace it with our names.
Take
Control F.
Sonic the Hedgehog plushie and shove the entire thing in your asshole.
And then just tell us about it.
Tell me how that makes you feel.
Yeah, describe the experience to us and send it to us in an email. podcast@gangstocking.com, and yeah, we'll read it and we'll analyze it. Send us your sex streams and we'll analyze those, and we'll also analyze you just doing actual sex stuff, but only if it's weird and gross.
Send video of you swallowing the entire Sonic the Hedgehog crew. Fuck the whole Sonic the Hedgehog squad. The whole team.
I'm on everything. Jacob charged me $450 for a tennis chain. US Open had it on us at the tennis game. Tell the coach don't take me out, I like to finish games. Am I pen insane? Am I men insane? There's like 80 of us now, that's a scary thing. Shit they doing on that other side embarrassing. We in Paris with it. 100 carats with it. All this shit is for my son cause he's inheriting it.
Shit, that's all I'm on. Gang shit, that's all I'm on. Nigga, gang shit, that's all I'm on. Gang shit, that's all I'm on. Nigga, gang shit, that's all I'm on. Gang shit, that's all I'm on.